We are halfway through the final season of The Boys, so it is time for an updated death predictions tier list with only 4 episodes to go. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another video. So today, like I said up front, I'm doing an updated death predictions for The Boys Season 5. We've got 4 episodes left, only about 4 hours left of the show as we know it, which is crazy to say. So I said, you know what? It's time to update my death predictions. I did a video before the season started. You guys seem to enjoy that one. I'm going to do an updated version now with the information we have from this final season, plus including the characters who've already died. We've lost about 4 characters that I'm including on this tier list, and I added some new ones as well, who are new characters in Season 5 that I didn't have in my initial death predictions video because I didn't really know the role they would serve. Well, now I have them included here. So this is going to be an updated, fun, mid-season tier list. But before I get into this, hit that like button, comment down below your updated death predictions for these final 4 episodes of The Boys Season 5, and of course, subscribe and hit that notification bell if you have not already. But without further ado, I say we just get down to it. I'm going to go through my tiers. I got one extra tier. You'll see what I mean in a second. So it goes without saying, heavy spoiler warning for the first 4 episodes of The Boys Season 5, and the rest of this video will be prediction based. But the tiers I have today are alive and well, should be safe, up in the air, not looking too good, rip, and already dead, because like I said, there are a few characters who've already bitten the dust through the first 4 episodes. In fact, I've intentionally placed those characters at the start of this tier list to go ahead and knock them out. Let's do this thing. So first up, we've got A-Train, rest in peace. Of course, he's already dead. He was the big death at the end of episode 1 that kickstarted this season and really showed, hey, no one is safe. It set the stage, it set the tone for this final season, and I thought they really wrapped up his arc wonderfully. A-Train, one of the most hateable, unlikable characters in season 1, who runs through, literally kills Hughie's girlfriend Robin in the first episode. It's a very shocking opening to the show. Here in the end, he's a hero. He saves Hughie. He goes toe-to-toe with Homelander. He tells Homelander to his face, man, you're weak. You're nothing without those powers. And it really came full circle for him that when he's running from Homelander, he dodges and slows himself down to save a woman instead of running her over. It's a very full circle moment when compared to the first time we see this character. So R.I.P. A-Train, you had one hell of a character arc. Then we got Love Sausage, who got killed by MM. I was hyped to see this guy die. F him. I don't think anyone really cares for this dude. Screw him. He's dead. Good riddance. Good riddance. Then we got Maverick, who got killed. I believe that was episode 3 where he bit the dust. And he's killed by Cindy, who's also dead. So I'm going to put both these characters down there. Maverick, of course, is Translucent's son, who plays a role in the Stan Edgar episode when they're down in the bunker. And Cindy gets her neck snapped by Starlight, who, of course, Starlight's upset because she thinks Hughie got killed by Cindy along with the audience because there was some trickery there with the way it was shot. So she's dead as well. So there are 4 characters through 4 episodes, and I imagine a lot more of these characters are going to die. I'm betting they're saving a lot of the deaths for the finale, episode 8, which we'll see in about a month now. But those are the characters who are already dead. Now we're moving into straight up prediction territory. I have no idea what's going to happen to these characters, but I'm going to give you my updated 2 cents on all of them. Next up, we've got Firecracker. I'll be honest with you. I think going into the season, I had her in the tier of should be safe. I'm saying not looking too good for her right now. I'm not going to outright say rip, but I forgot because I was doing my rewatch when I filmed the video. I was like, oh, she should be fine. And then I totally remembered she's messed her heart up with all the drugs she took in order to be able to breastfeed Homelander. And I was like, that's probably going to come into play now that she's in cahoots with Soldier Boy. They're getting after it, if you know what I mean. I feel like Homelander might be a little jealous of that, and he could ultimately just massacre her and maybe kill Soldier Boy in the process as well. So I'm going to say not looking too good for Firecracker. I'm not going to say outright rip, but not feeling great. Then we have Kimiko, who I love. I know it's a hot take to say this, but I actually kind of like how she speaks this season. Of course, she learned basically English through TikTok and being on her phone 24/7, so it makes sense that she speaks very Gen Z. I'm not upset about that. Of course, her character didn't speak for 4 seasons essentially until the very end of season 4, so it's a drastic shift, but I understand the direction they went with it. It doesn't bother me, honestly. I'm gonna say for Kimiko, I'm up in the air because I feel like one of her and Frenchie will die. I'm putting her up in the air right now, but I lean Frenchie. We'll talk about him in a second. I'm up in the air on a couple of these soups because I really can't get a read on what's gonna happen with the virus. Are all the soups gonna get wiped out? Is the virus even gonna become a problem anymore? I'm very torn on how to feel about that, as you'll see with my reasoning for some of the remainder of these characters. Next, we have Soldier Boy. We know he's getting a prequel in Vought Rising. We're going to get plenty of Soldier Boy. I just watched episode 4 this morning. They made it very clear Soldier Boy is going to have a major role in the future of the Boys universe, but that's back then in the timeline. We're not talking about the present here. I don't see him making it out of this thing alive. I just have a feeling him and Homelander are going to, brawl it out to the death, or Homelander's going to try and kill him in a fit of rage. I don't know what exactly is going to happen or how they're going to make this work because he's immune to the virus. virus right now with the V1 in his bloodstream, but I just have this feeling that somehow he's not making it out of this thing, and I kind of stand by that. I'm going to say rip. I think Soldier Boy's going to die. How? Who knows? He could get a freaking nuke dropped on him. I don't know where we're headed in these final 4 episodes, but there's going to be some way that he gets killed, and I think Homelander's going to devise a plan to kill him out of just pure jealousy, really, at the end of the day. Next, we have the Deep. I'm going to say the Deep, probably not looking too good. I have a feeling that A-Train's final conversation with the Deep is going to end up striking him emotionally and maybe having him have a change of heart in the end. I think the character's beyond being redeemed. He's pretty much irredeemable. He's a piece of shit.
No cap on God, bro.
Most of these characters are, honestly, but I don't see him having some huge, like, sacrifice, taking out Homelander. I could see him maybe sticking up for himself that gets him killed in the end. I'm not going to say outright rip, but I am going to say it's not looking too good for him, so he's got a higher percentage to die than not. I'm going to put him in not looking too good. I mean, like I kind of said in my initial predictions video, I could totally see a world where he survives and just has a podcast and is a loser straight up, but they could kill him, I guess. Next, we have Samir. I didn't have Samir in my initial death predictions. He ultimately, in this season, found out that Butcher and everyone lied to him about Zoe and about how Victoria Newman actually died and that Zoe was out there, so he was lied to. He said to hell with this. He dipped. I don't know if we're even going to see him again. I feel like we will. He's been through enough hell. You know what? We'll say up in the air for Samir, up in the air. Next, we have MM, Mother's Milk. The way that episode 4 kind of opened with MM, like, trimming up his hair, his mustache, like, feeling good, like he's back, I was like, damn, I thought they were going to kill MM in episode 4. I kind of hate to say this, but I'm going to say MM's dying. MM's dying. I'm putting him here. I just don't feel good about it. This season, especially early on, he was very hell-bent on the fact that he's bad for his family. He's dangerous when he's around those that he loves. I kind of equated it to Hopper in Stranger Things Season 4, where he's on this arc of like, oh man, I bring everyone around me down. I am the black hole. I just feel bad for him. I don't want him to die, but they're setting him up to die, in my opinion. I'm going to tell you right now, I hope I'm wrong. I don't want to see MM die. Next, we have Sage. I don't know if she'll die. I think I lean she's, more on the side of death than living, just because I could see Homelander losing patience with her. I could genuinely see a world where Homelander snaps and kills almost everyone in this show. I have no idea how bonkers the show wants to get in the finale. I'm going to say not looking too good for her right now, though. Not looking too good for Sage. I have a feeling she's going to say something and, try and plot and plan taking it one too far, and Homelander's going to snap and be like, hey, I'm not listening to your crap anymore. Bang, I'm killing you, because he is gone right now. Even at the end of episode 4, he's basically like presenting himself as a god. He's like, I am the Messiah, and people are still like happy embracing him, and he's just emotionally empty. There's nothing behind those eyes. Nothing will ever make him happy. He seeks validation from basically those around him, and he's just never going to be happy at the end of the day. He's very miserable deep down inside. So I could see him killing Sage. Next, we have Frenchie, guys. This one's going to hurt. I gotta say rip. I think Frenchie's dying. I'm putting him right here in the middle of rip. I have a feeling he's going to sacrifice himself for Kimiko. He knows. They even had a conversation where she basically said, like, you don't need to change for me. They ultimately have different, like, views on what they want their life to play out as. Like, I think they are in love. They're so wishy-washy. They go back and forth. Will they, won't they? I have a feeling in the end, he's going to make the sacrifice play, and it's going to parallel season 2 when Kimiko sacrifices herself for Frenchie. Of course, Noir slashes up Kimiko. At the time, Frenchie didn't know, and we didn't know that she had this regenerating power, so she healed from it, but it was very shocking. I see that actually happening to Frenchie, but he stays dead, and it's going to rip all of our hearts out, like I said. Next, we have Jared Padalecki's character, who we've not been introduced to yet, but I'm going to put him in rip. I just don't have a he comes in one episode, he's probably dead. He's going to guest star. Most of the time, characters like this get killed. I'm confident saying whoever he's playing, he's going to get killed. It'd be funny if Soldier Boy's the one to do it. I have no idea who, again, he's going to actually be playing in the show, though. We have not seen him yet through 4 episodes. Then we have Stan Edgar, played by Giancarlo Esposito. I don't know, man. Stan Edgar is currently, like, held captive by Homelander, but we didn't see him after episode 3. We've yet to see him again. I just don't know if he's making it out of this thing. His intentions are to basically end up running VOD at the end of the day and capitalizing on capitalism, basically trying to keep the engine running of corporations. I'm going to say rip. I think Stan Edgar's going to die, and I think Giancarlo is going to act the hell out of that scene whenever we do see it. I'm going to put him in rip as well. I think there's going to be a lot of blood spilled in these final 4 episodes, and I could be off base, but they've kind of set the precedent. They're going to kill people, so, I mean, rip to Stan Edgar. Then we got Hughie, someone who I thought was automatically safe, and I still lean that Hughie is like the one character I see surviving out of this entire show, but I can't outright say alive and well. I'm going to say he should be safe. I think Hughie should be safe at the end of the day. 4 episodes left. I don't see him dying, but I do see him experiencing even more tragedy than he already has. I mean, he's been through the ringer. He lost his girlfriend. She got shattered right in front of his hands in the first episode. He lost his dad in heartbreaking fashion. I think he might lose someone else near and dear to him, as I've had a change of heart on one of my predictions that I will get to later on. I don't really see many people having a super happy ending in the show. Then we got Ashley, who again is the vice president. We didn't know that coming in. That was a big reveal in the 5th episode, or excuse me, season 5, episode 1, I should say. She's the vice president. She has like the psychic power, basically like reading minds. She got a little bit of a Professor Quirrell thing going on from Sorcerer's Stone to go full Harry Potter on you guys. I have a feeling Ashley will end up dying. I have a feeling Homelander gets her. The writing's kind of on the wall. I think Homelander's almost gonna overthrow the entire cabinet. I mean, he might kill Ashley, he might kill the president, he could go nuts. In these final 4 episodes, we have the shot of him in the trailer sitting in the Oval Office with a grin on his face. I don't know if he's just taking a visit. He might have just done something crazy. So I'm going to go out and say it's not looking too good for Ashley. But do I go rip or not looking too good? I will say, you know what? I think Ashley dies. I think Ashley dies. I'll put her like right there. I'm going to have a lot of characters in that tier at the end of this thing. But it's the boys, guys. There's 4 episodes left that kind of promise carnage and a bloodbath. And we're warming up to that. We lost A-Train, who's a big character. We've lost some of the side villains. Will we lose any main heroes or just like neutral characters in that gray area? Probably. Then we have O Father, played by Daveed Diggs of Hamilton fame. I have a feeling he's gonna die too. I just have a feeling Homelander's gonna go on a kill spree at some point, and so I'll put him like right here. I think he's gonna die as well. It would make sense, and also they could do like something thematically where he dies because he is a false prophet in a sense, basically out here caring about money with the megachurch. He's not actually trying to spread any message. He just cares about the money, and they're down. I think it's at $150 million right now. So he's in debt. He's in trouble. Something's going to come back to bite him in the butt, and Homelander might overthrow him or something like that. Then we got Noir 2, who of course is method acting for a lot of the season, not really saying many lines, but him and Deep are beefing this season. I don't know, man. I feel like he's going to make it out of this thing. Of all, like, the 7, I feel like he's one that I'm kind of up in the air on, so I'll put him right here. I just don't know if he's going to die. You know, before the season started, I was like, oh, we'll probably make it out of this thing. But, you know, I don't know anymore. I'm up in the air. No one is fully safe after watching some of these episodes, and so I'm like, Noir 2 might just make it out of this thing. Do I have a good reason for that? Not really. I just don't see the Deep killing him, and I feel like he's kind of taken such a major backseat. I don't know why Homelander would want to kill him, but you never know. We'll see. Then we got Butcher. R.I.P., guys. Butcher is dead. He's so dead. I'm putting him at the top of that tier. He is a dead man walking. We knew this forever. Obviously, he's a soup now, but in some way, shape, or form, the virus is going to get to him, or he's going to sacrifice himself for Ryan to fulfill Becca's wishes. Like, something is happening to him. I don't know how he's going to die yet. I would like to think it's a fight with Homelander to the death, maybe, but now we know uranium weakens Homelander, so they could use that to their advantage. Whatever it is, I don't see him living. I just don't, and I think most of you guys will probably agree he's dead. These 2 characters are from Gen V. This is going to be Jordan and Marie Moreau, and we saw them in the trailer. We have yet to see them, though. We're through 4 episodes of The Boys Season 5. We haven't seen them. They're both alive and well. I'm putting them up there right now. They would not kill Gen V characters in The Boys because Gen V Season 3 is still very much alive. I think that could happen, and they're going to save 2 of their main characters for that season to conclude their, you know, story, their character arcs in that show, as opposed to in The Boys universe. They're going to come in and serve a role in some episode. I would imagine the next 2 episodes we see them in, you know, Ep 5 or Ep 6, but they're going to make it out of this thing. I'm very confident saying that because, again, Gen V Season 3 is probably going to end up happening, and they'll have to be around for that. So that's my reasoning there. Then we've got Starlight, a character who I steadfast believed would live going into the season. Now, I'm not so sure, guys. I'm not so sure. She's carrying a lot of guilt of the Starlighters being rounded up and put into camps and killed around the country. She went and had a moment with her dad. Her dad basically told her, like, I am proud of you and I love you. I just couldn't lie to you. That's why I left. And so she has closure with her dad. She's working on things with Hughie, and I feel like ultimately she will make a sacrifice play to save Hughie because her dad's like emphasizing to her in episode 4, like, you need to, you know, not run away from the ones you love. Be with them. Don't make the mistake I did. So I have a feeling she's going to take that pretty literally, and she's going to make sure she doesn't lose Hughie, but ultimately she's going to die in the process. It's weird. I don't know why I'm feeling this way, but I won't go full on rip. I won't commit to that. but I will say not looking too good for Starlight. She's got a lot of guilt right now, so I'll put her right there. It's not looking too good for her right now. Does that mean she's gonna die? No, but it's not looking too good just based on, again, everything I went through. Then we got Ryan, who took a freaking beating at the hands of Homelander, but hey, he's still alive and kicking it, so he's still pretty strong. He's out for blood. He's probably going to want to kill Homelander. I think they would have killed him if they were going to kill him. That's my take on Ryan. That was his opportunity to die. He survived that. He's probably going to survive anything the show throws at him. I also think that so many of these characters are going to die. Ryan being the younger kid, living and being one of the good ones when it's all said and done would be fitting. I don't know, if he's going to want the soup life or not, but I am going to say he should be safe at the end of it all, especially after the beating he took. They put him through enough hell. I think he will probably take another beating, but he'll survive that and bounce back stronger than ever. So I think he should be safe when it's all said and done. And that leaves one character I save for the end intentionally, Homelander, the face of the boys, a character who is completely gone mentally right now. He had a vision of Madeline Stillwell as an angel. He thinks he's God. He thinks his calling is basically that he's like the Messiah and people should worship him. He is beyond gone. He has an insane power trip, and he is just off his rocker, okay? He's extremely powerful, but we've seen him weakened. He lost his strength in episode 4 when Soldier Boy locked him in this container that had uranium. So we know he has weaknesses, kryptonites, if you will. The virus he's still susceptible to, so that could get to him if he's not able to find and inject V1 into his bloodstream. So he is killable. They're just going to save that for the finale. And I think him and Butcher have a date with destiny. I've said it a million times. I'll say it again. Is it cliche? Maybe. But Homelander has to die. Or does he? I'm starting to warm up to the idea of him winning. It'd be a very dark turn for the show, but I could see him wiping out a lot of these characters and winning. It'd be dark. Not every show has a happy ending. It is The Boys. If any show were to go that route, it could be this one. I will stand by the fact that I think he dies, but I won't be shocked at all if he lives and wins. I wouldn't be shocked with the way this season is headed. I'm going to say Rip right next to Butcher. I think, again, those two are on basically a nuclear collision course, a date with death, if you want to call it that. I would not be surprised if he wins and he has a smirk on his face as the final credits roll on this show. But it's going to be a thrill ride to see how these final 4 episodes go. I imagine there's going to be some carnage. I don't know if all these characters are going to die right here, but I'd imagine at least half of them. So we'll see if my predictions, my bold ones, paid off or not. But what tiers are you placing these characters in? Who is safe and who will die in these final 4 episodes of The Boys? Let me know your predictions down below. And of course, hit that like button, subscribe to that notification bell, and be on the lookout for more videos coming very soon. But thank you guys, as always, for watching. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.